Welcome to a night in the Asylum. It's Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, as if you didn't know. Time for Talk Tech and Tequila with Darren and Jen. Call in live or leave a message at 855-366-9653 or email dilbert@asylum.radio. It's time to take refuge with your friends, your cocktail and cream puff.
Look at you using sound effects. We're back.
Jen, we're back. Oh my God, how long we've been gone? Jen?
I feel like it's been forever, but 2 of those weeks I basically didn't have a voice. So it wouldn't have been.
Jen was on vacation and then she lost her voice when she got back, which sounds like Jen. Too much screaming.
It was just like no sounds coming out. It was bad.
Well, today's Tuesday, September 28th, and we're live, Jen.
The last show of September.
Our last show, period.
Last show.
Brother. So the call-in number, Jen, in case anybody's listening, 855-366-9653. I think it's working. Feel free to call in.
855-366-9653.
So our topic for the night is Thrupples, and I think I spelled that wrong, and travel to the Dominican Republic and bed shopping.
Oh,
or
sounds
bed partners.
Spicy.
So this is how I came up with this topic, Jen.
Tell me.
So a couple of weeks ago, Pat and I took a trip to Philadelphia to see his brother-in-law, or his brother-in-law, his sister's husband, who I told you the story that he became a paraplegic in a freak accident. So we went to see how he was doing. Yeah, I told you that. Come on, Jen.
Jesus, I don't remember that at all. Yeah, dude.
So what happened is he was playing a bagpipe. His name is Jim Forkel, and I gave his name.
Yes,
right.
Yes,
and the fact that there was a GoFundMe page for him. He was giving a bagpipe a show with a group of his friends at Trenton Thunder Stadium, and then he was coming out of the parking lot, and something happened, and he was found face down.
See, I heard all of that, but I didn't know that now he's like a quadriplegic. I thought they were just trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah, so he has he's paralyzed from the chest down, limited mobility of his arms. He can lift them up a little bit, but he doesn't have control of his hands. So he's going through physical therapy. I don't know how much he's going to regain or not, but sad state of affairs. So
did they find out what happened? Did they ever get to the bottom of it?
Didn't find out. Nope.
Wow. Yeah. Very, very sad. Very sad.
So Pat and I were seeing him in Philadelphia at his physical therapy place. And then afterward, we decided, let's go have a drink and get something to eat because we were hungry. And we wanted to go to a certain bar that we saw on TV, but it was closed on whatever night it was. So we ended up
probably a Monday or Tuesday.
It was an odd day. So we ended up going to what's called the Assembly Bar, which is on top of a hotel. And sort of sitting on a corner of this big circle in Philadelphia. I don't know what the circle was.
Oh, the one that has all the beautiful buildings and that.
Yeah, it was a beautiful circle. A beautiful church across the street, and a lot of lights. Just a beautiful night. It was the perfect temperature, and we were out there having our drinks, and we had some tacos or something. Figure food. But
how'd you hear of this place or find it?
Google Maps. So I was looking like what's in the area that's rated well. And this place was rated well because it's a rooftop bar, fireplaces and stuff like that. So on the menu, Jen, was a drink called Rose Gold Margarita. And I saw this drink and I saw the first ingredient was reposado. Did I say that right, Jen?
Reposado, you said it right. So a lot of people say Resposado, so you said it right.
That's a type of tequila, is that right?
It's a category of tequila that's been aged at least 2 months, no more than a year.
And then agave is another type of tequila? Is that right?
Agave is a sweetener instead of simple syrup that you can use. That's a byproduct when you make tequila.
So another ingredient, and I don't know how to pronounce this, is dry
curacao. Yes.
Right. And it just so happens that one of these stops on the cruise I'm supposed to take in December is at Curacao.
Yes.
So I thought, wow, this is like an omen. I'm supposed to have this drink. Rose petals, lime, and then orange blossom. And it was so good, Jen. I think I had three of them.
Was it like rose gold in color?
It was sort of pinkish in color.
Yeah, rose gold.
Yeah.
Pink.
So Pat then tasted it and he's like, I want this next instead of my standard Manhattan drink. So that's
and this is when he transitioned to tequila, right?
It was for that night.
That night.
So I was texting Jen as I was on the rooftop of the hotel, and she was in Dominican Republic. So she texted me pictures of her and Manuel, and there's this guy sitting with them. And I thought, who is this guy? Because I've seen him in other pictures with the two of them, her husband. And
Yes.
he's always there in pictures. So I said, who is that guy? And Jen says, he works for us. So somehow we got on the subject of being in a thruple with him.
You did. I did not go there.
That was my fantasy or something, I guess. I don't know.
I had to, by the way, I had to Google thruple. I was guessing what it was.
You don't know what a thruple is?
I figured, but I had to Google it to make sure it didn't mean something else.
Okay, so a thruple is basically a three-way relationship that can have the rules of the relationship defined by the three people that are in it.
Isn't that called polygamy as well?
No, polygamy is actually when you think you're married, I think, to the other people. And it's usually polygamy, I believe, is one man and multiple women.
Oh, I've heard of one woman and many men too. I guess they call that I don't know what they call that.
So someday I'll tell you about my thruple story, Jen, but that's another topic.
Right, tell me today. You have to tell me now. I didn't know you had a thruple story.
Anyway, so Jen,
so he's not a thruple. So the real thing is that he is like a really important member of our team, works very closely with Manuel in particular because he's in sales, knows the New York market. He's been crushing it for a year and a half or more since he kind of joined us. And the trip to DR was two purposes. One, we're looking into setting up a business in DR to start importing Aldez to be available in Dominican Republic, but in Santo Domingo, not in Punta Cana. And part of it was like a week of just relaxation so he can disconnect from the day-to-day because he was.
So it was a part
we couldn't do it without him.
Thank you to him.
Yeah, it was a thank you.
Wow.
Exactly.
Jen, you didn't invite me to the Dominican Republic.
What have you done for me lately?
What have you done for me lately?
Dun, 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 dun. Yes.
Jen, I invited you on a cruise.
That's what it was for. We had a lot of fun. It was funny because the resort we stayed at is not the normal adults only place that we go to. We usually stay at Secrets or Zoetree as part of the AM resorts. Adults
only? Secrets? Thrupples?
Secrets.
This sounds so sexual.
Well,
this whole vacation.
The one that we stayed at was not Secrets. It was Breathless. And the Breathless group of hotels is adults only, but it's catered to a slightly younger demographic. So we thought it would be more fun for him because he's younger to go to Breathless and, have fun, meet girls. He's like early 30s.
Okay.
Early 30s. So that we chose that one knowing it's more high energy. They have like pool nightclub parties and all of this stuff. Things got crazy there.
Oh my God, I'm way too fat to be in a party like that.
I mean, there was.
You could rest your drink on my stomach.
Can I put that there? Thanks. But it was a lot of fun, really cool people. We met some neat folks. There were a couple nights of late night pool parties. We had rooms that had a walkout swimming pool. So like invited people and they swam in our pool in the back until, I don't know, like 3, 4 a.m.
Was everybody wearing masks, Jen?
Nobody was wearing masks. Actually, the staff was wearing masks.
Really?
And there was this weird thing, like certain places, if there was a screen, you don't have to wear a mask, which I don't know, but no masks, everyone having fun.
I forget, are you on Moderna or Pfizer?
Moderna.
How about Manuel?
Same.
So you're both better off because Moderna, they've come to find out, has better efficacy than Pfizer does. That's why there's not necessarily a booster shot coming up for Moderna in the immediate 6 months.
Yeah. Nice. Well,
and Pfizer almost requires it because after about 6 to 8 months, the efficacy drops greatly, depending on the person.
So I was, when you travel back to the US, you have to take a COVID test and have a negative result to fly back. They made it pretty easy in the resort. They like converted one of the guest rooms into like a medical situation that you go and you get your test and they give you the results within like 2 hours. It's very fast, or less, maybe faster. And so it was negative, and then we get back to the US, and the next day is when I woke up with no voice, and I freaked out because I was like,
"Oh, I didn't even think of that."
Yeah, I was like, "Is this COVID?" And we had like a party to go to for our friends, and this is the second time that we had to like bail on a party because we didn't want to the risk of exposing people because I was like, I don't have a voice, I may have a cold, I don't know. So we got 2 tests. One was like a rapid test, and one was the first time I did a saliva test, which was you needed to put a lot of saliva in that little thing.
I've never done that. I've done the throat test and the nose test.
Yeah, one of them was a drive-through nose test, which we got the results within like 30 minutes, and we had to sit there and wait for the results. And then the spit one was like 2.5 days.
Where was the 30-minute one?
The 30-minute one is in West Orange. Kind of, we didn't even know it was there, but we found it because I was like, we need to make sure we're not positive.
So you did tell me about that because I remember you saying it was in West Orange.
Yeah, it's rapid and it's free. Doesn't charge anything. Where like the walk-in clinics will charge you for a rapid test. Right. This one, the rapid test, or the other one, they're all
that's West
free.
Orange, New Jersey, right? So
yes,
a friend of mine was going to London, and he had to take a COVID test like 2 days before he was ready to depart or something. And he thought it was fine. And surprise, he was positive.
Oh, so he has COVID. Oh my gosh. So he was asymptomatic?
Asymptomatic, yeah. And he did have, I forget which vaccine he has. But we're supposed to, Pat and I were supposed to go on this cruise November 7th.
Yeah.
And we have to take, I guess, the COVID tests when 2 or 3 days before you get on the ship. You've got to have a COVID test. So I got to get probably CVS, the nose swab, because they give you results in about 2 days.
Oh, okay. If you run out of time, the one in West Orange is really fast and easy.
Keep in mind that one.
Yeah, I would recommend go on their website and like schedule an appointment. It can be same day. Otherwise, it takes a little bit longer. You drive in through the drive-through. You have to like fill in this thing, and they go back and forth, and then they test you.
My friend Mitch, he took a test. He described it. It was different. I haven't heard of this before. It's like some sort of a thing he put in his nose, and then he put it in some kind of liquid, and it communicated. He described it like a pregnancy test almost, and then it communicated to an app on his iPhone, and then the app reported it back to the system, the server, and that's how I guess his results were reported back to.
He's in Jersey?
Yeah. I don't really understand how that all works, but it was interesting. I don't either. That there's these new technologies out there to help with testing and transmitting the information.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if your friend that tested positive got like a second opinion or a second test, but false positives are not uncommon.
And I don't think he got a second test. I would have, but yeah.
I got 2 just in case,
Right.
Why not? But I wasn't. I'm good. I just lost my voice because too much fun in the DR, I think. Honestly, I think it was really hot weather coming into Jersey. It was getting cooler, and that abrupt change.
Well, plus I'm sure you were talking a lot on vacation and stuff like that.
Yep. too much drinking messed up my.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, you were a little shit faced the last time I saw you.
What else are you gonna do? You're just in an adults only place swimming. And people walk by like every 5 minutes. You want to drink? Yeah,
that's right. The second place you sent me a picture. You guys were out at a bar somewhere, and
that was in New York.
Yeah, and you said, "I think I might be a little."
Tipsy.
I asked if you were dropping. You said, "I think I might be a little bit or something," and you looked at it.
Yes.
But the guy was there again. Your Thrupples.
My Thrupples was there. He's everywhere. He's our right hand for sure. He's he's more like Manuel's work husband than mine, though.
That's another story.
Sorry,
Jen.
Ariel. Yeah.
Jen has an honor. Her and Manuel have an honor that they were written up in a very popular media outlet, Forbes.com. Was that also in their magazine or their online site?
I think it was their online. It's a funny story because, first of all, I didn't even know I was going to be featured in Forbes. And the only way I found out was someone that I know that owns a Mexican seasoning company said something and like tagged me in LinkedIn saying, "That's so awesome that these people that I know are in Forbes." And I was like, "What?"
That's funny.
And I looked at the article and I was like, "Oh, there it is." Yeah.
I thought they might have called you and asked you some questions at least. But the headline is "Meet 50 Latinas who are innovating to sustainability and deliciously feed the world." Yes,
feed and drink the supply. But the cool thing, so I didn't know I was going to be featured in that. It was a big surprise and a really exciting honor. My company that I work for, even from the company LinkedIn page, reposted the article and said like, "Our own Jen got featured in Forbes." So like that support from the company is nice. So awesome. Yeah, it's really cool that they're proud of the things that people do. And then today, Manuel got interviewed by a journalist that's actually, he writes about sustainability to kind of continue the conversation. That was in Spanish, so I couldn't participate, but it led to, a little bit more PR, which is kind of
right. Cool. Well, actually, Manuel was not mentioned in the article. It was just you because
it's Latinas. Right. Yes, Latinas. But
I mean, Alda's Tequila is very connected to both of you. So yes, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. It was a good surprise. At least it wasn't an article that I was like, "What? All of it is wrong. None of it is right." They did in the article though say my name and then Mexico. Right. And I told the girl, because I didn't know what they put in there. I said, the tequila is from Mexico. I'm not from Mexico, but it's okay if you leave it Mexico.
Right. So, yeah, I get it.
It's fine.
Don't call me Mexican.
It's like, it's fine, but you can change it if you want. It's misinformation. But that was cool. This is the first time I was written about in such a big, visible place. And a lot of people have been reposting it. Some people that I'm very surprised that I know that are doing it. So it's expanding the reach, which is super cool.
The only thing I've been ever written up in was actually two things. One was, I think, the Courier News.
The Courier?
Years ago. Courier News.
Courier News.
Because I was teaching a computer class when I was in high school. It was something stupid. And then I was on they cover the business section in the New York Times when Planet Out launched, and my name is mentioned as one of the founding members. That's
cool.
Yeah, it was a neat thing to have. But who cares at this point? That was 25, 30 years ago, and the company's out of business.
Oh, it's because you left. But anyway, very cool. Yeah. Hope to be written about many, many more times. And I like what she wrote about, the bat ecosystem and additives. That was like a nice touch.
Yeah.
Under the Alda's brand. People in my company were like, "What? Why is Forbes writing about you?" I was like, "Be quiet."
Because I'm going to be leaving in about 1 year.
Yes. Here's my 1 year notice.
Exactly. Find somebody else soon.
Oh, man. Well, let's hope. Well, I'm sure they would be very happy if I did.
Yeah, they would. They would still support you.
Yeah.
They probably want you to stay on as a contractor.
Maybe. Guess. I don't know if we have contractors. Do we? I could be the first one.
All right. Jen, what else? Not on our list is something I wanted to bring up. I joined a gym, Jen.
Nice. Which gym?
I went to Orange Theory Fitness and I had my 2 free classes. And then I joined. So my 3rd class will probably be tomorrow. You have to sign up for the class sessions on the app, which is kind of a pain in the ass. You can't just go there whenever you want to because they're limited equipment.
Yeah. And is there like a trainer there or all the training is through the app and based on your progress or both?
Both. There's always a trainer there that leads the entire class through the sessions. So some people are doing there's typically 3 stations. They call it the floor, which is where some free weights are, dumbbells and mats and stuff. And then they have rowers and they have treadmills. So my first class,
literally right behind you. What the hell?
But I'm now motivated because I need somebody to tell me what to do, and I'm
just
so much better.
Pull the rope.
I'm better at I'm better at a class setting, Jen, where I feel motivated by other people.
Okay, it's true. Some people like a group setting.
Some people like Thrupples, Jen.
Right, groups. Some like it up by themselves.
Yes.
That's good. Are you doing it just to move, to lose weight? What is the reason? I want to help
myself lose weight and to move.
Yeah.
So I cut back on my food intake too, which is really the key to losing weight. Eat better and less.
We're trying to do we kind of do it already naturally. Our eating pattern is similar to intermittent fasting. So we usually don't have.
I can't believe you just said that.
Why?
There's a guy that runs a gym in New Jersey, not far from my house. And he wrote a book called The Panda Fit or Panda Theory or something like that. I had no idea what this was. And he sent out an email to his group list saying, if you want to join the next group of Panda something,
very informative.
Fill up I didn't know I was going to talk about this.
Panda. What does Panda have to do with intermittent fasting?
Oh my gosh. If I could find it, I will tell you exactly what it is.
Well, while you're doing that, it's, the idea behind it is you limit the time frame that you eat to a few hours a day, usually like 8 to 10 hours of eating. And the rest of the time you don't eat, you just have like water or whatever.
Right.
And that's normally Panda Diet.
Right. By Kyle Newell, Newell. And he runs a gym. It's called the Newell Gym or something. And I had no idea what this was until I looked at the book, and it's all about, methods for fasting, short-term fasting or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I guess is supposed to be good for you.
It's really good for you, especially I think after 8 hours is when your body starts to go into the fat reserve and use that for energy. And that's what makes intermittent fasting help people lose weight, because your body starts to burn a lot of that stored fat that you have that you don't normally do if your body doesn't go into that state of whatever it's called, ketosis or something.
So in other words, I should be going to his gym and following his plan because he probably knows what he's talking about.
Well, there's some people that are extreme. When I went to Cyprus, there was a couple that was working there. They kind of alternate days that they eat or something insane. Like they eat on Monday for 8 to 10 hours and then they don't eat until Wednesday morning or something like that.
That's a long time.
It's a really long time. No, usually so my problem is we eat very late. So the beauty of the intermittent fasting is, let's say I want to be able to eat until midnight. So I can stop eating at midnight, but then I wouldn't eat again for at least 10 hours after that. So it's very easy not to eat until 10.
Yeah, that's not that big a deal.
It's not a big deal. And that's the key is but then when you start eating at 10, you have to stop eating 8 hours later, which is 8 p.m.
By the way, his gym is called Newell Strength, Newell Strength. And they're in Hillsborough and Flemington. I should have the guy on for a the little Q&A at some point.
Yeah, like because we kind of do it. We don't do it probably by the book, quote unquote by the book, but I do know not eating as much in a restricted window makes you a little bit more focused,
efficient.
Yeah, more efficient, less like weighed down and stuff like that. I recommend it.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, it's easy.
I'll check that out.
Also, by the way, unless you're one of those people that like eat every 2 to 3 hours, which
I used to do that with Weight Watchers, but they were always small portions. And the theory for them is that if you're eating small portions throughout the day, you're not going to be as hungry when you get home at night, and you're not going to overeat.
Well, and I feel like that's the European way of eating. They just kind of snack on tapas and little things all throughout the day, and they don't have as big of an obesity problem as the US.
Yeah, like the Darren way of eating.
You're not that big. Get out of here.
You haven't seen me in 2 years, Jen.
I haven't seen you from like this part down, but whatever part of your body.
I hide those parts with my microphone.
Put it here.
Okay. Next topic, Jen.
Yes.
So I was bed shopping because Pat and we bought the house in Pennsylvania, right? We close on Thursday electronically, next Thursday. So we probably will go this coming weekend. And we bought all the furniture in the house.
You bought it all furnished? You like the furniture that much? Did. Or you're just lazy and don't want to shop for furniture?
Because she had really good taste. Everything was in such good condition. This house is spotless. Our house has never been this clean and spotless as their house. So they were moving into an apartment because they're the ones that want to eventually retire to Punta Cana. Remember? We talked about that?
Yeah, yeah.
So we came to agreement for the furniture, but they did not include the bed in their master bedroom because they just bought it and they liked it. So I said, we'll get one of our own. And I went to Costco with the goal of getting a Casper bed.
Because of course you went to Costco.
Exactly. I didn't go to Best Buy, Jen. I went to Costco.
They don't have mattresses though.
So I was looking for the mattress and we saw them stacked up in a spot. And this freaking thing was heavy. It's a king size because we like king size beds. So I put this thing in the cart. Then we're standing at the checkout, and I realized it's not a Casper.
What is it?
It's a NovaForm, which is one of the competitors.
Oh, I see. Yes.
And
like Casper, Lisa, all of those like memory foam beds are all kind of the direct to consumer in a box that pop out and grow.
Right. And we had bought one of those. They pop out and grow. We had bought
like
one of
how
those,
you like it, Darren.
Yes. We bought one of those for our former RV that we sold in Lakenwood. And the mattress was probably too hard. And I have one in our bedroom upstairs. I don't remember the brand names, but they were not one of those three. It was a different brand.
Is it a memory foam bed?
Yeah. So the one that we have in our
Casper, Lisa.
I wish I could remember, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
And so we bought this one, and before we bought it, we went to the little section in the store that had the demo mattresses, but they were like just a little piece of the mattress that you could sit on to see if you like the feel.
Sit on? That's not. You can't tell.
I remember sitting on the NovaForm mattress, and it was really soft, which is what Pat and I wanted to sort of lean toward. And
you like it soft? Doesn't it give you like lower back pain?
Softer than normal, because the one that we have in our motorhome that we bought from Pat's aunt and uncle, that mattress is softer than anything we've had before, but we like it. It's so comfortable. Huh. So we ended up buying the NovaForm because it was soft on the demo piece. And then we're walking out to the car and I'm looking at the box, and the box says, it's got like one of those meters, graphic meters on it, from soft, real soft to like real firm.
Uh-huh.
And it's like 3/4 of the way to firm. And I'm thinking, oh geez, did we get the wrong mattress? Is this going to be hard as a rock when we get out of the box?
It's memory foam. It can't be hard as a rock.
I didn't mention it to Pat because I figured they did tell me at Costco, I can bring it back within reason. I said, well, what's within reason? He said, within a year, you can bring it back and get a refund. Of course, it'll never fit back in the box. It'll be because you have to take it a truck.
Put it on top of your hood of your car with one arm.
So we were going to take that to Pennsylvania and get a platform bed for it in Pennsylvania. But talking about the beds that we've been looking at, we were looking at NovaForm. Obviously, that's what we got. Casper had good reviews. And we did look at Purple before because they're always advertised. You know, the one that the eggshell or the egg can sit on the top of the mattress and you can land something on it and the egg won't break, blah, blah, blah.
That's what I have. That's the mattress I have.
Mattress. So how did you decide on that one? How long have you had it? Is it firm?
Oh my gosh.
Soft? What exact model is it? Like how did you do it?
So we definitely didn't want Tempur-Pedic because it sleeps hot. It's bad for your sex life because it doesn't bounce. And
oh my God, that's so interesting.
And it's hard to get out of bed. Like, you know, you have to kind of like get some momentum. And this is all the stuff we were reading, and people that have Tempur-Pedic mattresses, these are the common things that they complain about. But particularly, it sleeps hot. And so we started doing some research about, you know, coil, the sleep number. And, you know, we basically decided the sleep number mattress is more like a glorified air mattress.
Yeah,
basically.
Pat keeps saying he would like to have a sleep mattress. And they keep telling him, Pat, that's all marketing. They get bad reviews. Yeah.
And some of the like negative things that I heard about sleep number is the air chambers start getting moldy. I don't know, just weird things like that. Plus, if it's an air mattress, that means it can pop. You know, if you accidentally stab the bed or something, I don't know. The mattress pops. So anyway, we're like,
you must be slamming that bed pretty hard. Or Manuel is, something like that. I don't know.
The sleep number was out. Tempur-Pedic was out. We had a coil mattress, and the problem with those is two things. One, they kind of like bow into the center because Manuel's heavier. So I always feel like I'm like tilted.
Coil meaning with springs.
Springs, yeah.
Right.
Even the coils with the little individual coils, they still kind of lean towards the heavier person. And they still kind of sleep hot. So we looked into Purple, and everything we read was it's different. You can't explain it. You just have to experience it and just go try it. So, of course, this piqued my interest because I was like, what do they mean it's different? It's a mattress. I don't understand. Right. So we went to Mattress Firm, or I think it was Mattress Firm, and they had like a test section. And I told Manuel, like, we need to go. And I know you're going to want to lay down for 2 seconds and get up, but I want to go and lay on the bed for like 5 minutes. It's going to feel awkward.
What about the sex part? and the pounding.
And the pounding, yes. And
how
so,
did that go? I'm sure people were watching that part.
The sales guy is like, please.
Can I get your plastic cover first?
So we went, and the one that we ended up getting is the Purple 3. And so you're laughing at yourself.
I can't get that on my head.
Oh my God. You're so bad. Mattresses are like a weird thing to shop for though, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, but it's the thing that you spend so much time in. So we agreed that price is the least important factor. If we like the way it feels and it has good reviews and it has a good warranty, then the price is justified, because if you divide it over 10 years or however long a mattress is supposed to last, then it's not that much.
So you went to Mattress Firm, which is a chain.
Yes.
And I didn't know that they would have the Purple mattress, because it seems like that many of those companies like Casper and
they have them. No, they have them at like Raymore and Flanagan. They have Purple to try.
I didn't know that.
Mattress Firm. Yeah. And I definitely recommend you, if you already bought your mattress, but to go and actually test it out, because it is very different than a traditional bed. first of all, it sleeps cold. And for me, it's almost like too cold because if you know that it has like the little grid pattern.
Yeah.
So anytime you get in the bed, even though you're not sleeping directly on that purple stuff, there's like a padding on top. It like puffs the air that's in between the little pockets up. So it's like this cooling effect. And at night, when you're like turning and moving, you can feel a lot of air actually circulating between the mattress and the sheet, which is what we were going for. Something that doesn't sleep hot. This definitely sleeps cool.
Pat and I would like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very nice. It's actually very refreshing. Sometimes I'm very cold because of it, but I'd rather be cold than hot. Right.
Yeah.
2, it doesn't transfer motion. So, no matter how much Manuel weighs or whatever, it feels like you're sleeping level and flat. And it like cradles your body like a Tempur-Pedic. But the cool thing about it is when you're ready to get up, it's very like springy. So it kind of like pushes you. I can't explain it. It just kind of like helps you get out of bed, unlike a Tempur-Pedic. And then
I might have to send my NovaForm back.
Yeah, you have to try. And then the last piece, which is cool, is it eliminated the lower back pain. I think just because no matter if you're on your side, front, back, it just kind of it doesn't even mold. It just cushions your
it doesn't
body.
Mold. It cushions.
Yeah. Because when you're on a Tempur-Pedic, if you lay in it, yeah.
Which other ones did you try that you remember as you were at Mattress Firm?
All the other ones were like their Serta, Sleeping Beauty, whatever, blah blah blah.
Right. And you didn't like any of those.
I didn't like them.
But there any other memory foam ones there?
Yeah, they have memory foam. They have Tempur-Pedic there. They have traditional, coil or whatever ones. Oh, I lost your face.
But what about Casper? Do they have that there or not?
I don't remember. Well, we weren't looking for Tempur-Pedic, so I don't know if they had Casper, but I bet they did.
But Purple,
I mean, Casper is in the mall, right? It has its own store usually.
I think there are, but Purple's now advertising this Purple 3 or something.
Yeah, that's the one we got. The Purple 3 it has like a cushion on it, and we wanted something that was medium, not too soft. Did you buy it
from Mattress Firm, or did you just want to go there to try it and then you bought it somewhere else?
No, we bought it from Mattress Firm. We also bought the base, the reclining base, so that if we're they have a thing called zero gravity, where it kind of like elevates your head and your feet, so it distributes weight, which is nice.
How much did they charge you for that?
The base, I think, was like $1,100, $1,500, something like that for a queen. A king is probably more.
You don't have a king?
No, I don't. We were like, should we get a king so we have room for all the cats and us? But no, we've been managing with a queen.
You guys like to
snuggle. You guys are like,
we're like,
but whenever we travel, they have king beds, and we're like, these beds are huge.
Yes.
So, and
stay on your own side.
Also, we have like really nice sheets, and having to buy all of those sheets would be thousands and thousands of dollars just in sheets, and on top of that, thousands for comforters and all the stuff for king size.
Okay, right. Yeah,
doesn't make sense at this juncture. But definitely, I'm like the unpaid spokesperson for Purple.
Yeah, apparently
it is really awesome. I have zero complaints about it.
I've got to compare that now, Purple 3 against the NovaForm that I bought.
Yeah, but like Tempur-Pedic and no, it doesn't have. Oh, this is the other weird thing.
NovaForm doesn't have like all those little squares that Purple advertises, and you're talking about it like it really does perform a function.
Yeah, it does perform a function. It makes it cool. It makes it springy, bouncy, and cushiony, but not like memory foam, where if you sit in it for 5 minutes and then move, you have to wait for it to like conform to the new position.
Do you sleep with pajamas or do you sleep nude?
Depends on the day. Usually pajamas, though.
Pat says when he tells people that he Porky Pigs it.
What is that? I don't even know what that means. You have all these expressions.
Remember this cartoon, Porky Pig?
Yeah.
He wears a shirt but no pants. So that's what he tells people. And
well, if he gets a purple, maybe he'll wear pants because it's cooler.
No, but sometimes he'll also wear a long sleeve shirt, like a like a little sweatshirt, like I'm wearing, and then he has like 2 layers of blankets on him, and I'm like, how do you manage that and be able to go to sleep? Because I have a pair of underwear on usually, and I just have the comforter and a sheet. Oh. But I don't put all these blankets on because I'm too damn hot.
What's the difference between sheets, comforter, and blankets? He sleeps under all of that?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Maybe he likes the weight. Maybe he should go to Bed Bath & Beyond and get a 10-pound weighted blanket instead.
Oh, a weighted blanket. I never even thought of that.
Mm-hmm. Don't get it too heavy. We made the mistake. They're freaking heavy. We made the mistake of getting a weighted throw. And it's like you can hurt somebody with it because you pick it up. And if you like spin around, it weighs like 15, 20 pounds.
So it may not be that he's cold, but that he feels comfort with a weight.
With the weight. Yeah.
Oh, so you can thought of that, Jen.
I mean,
you are brilliant.
That's what I'm here for. They have a bunch of different kinds of weighted blankets at Bed Bath & Beyond. Check it out. But again, go light. Don't go heavy because it is. Yeah. They're heavy.
So I'm going to bring him to Mattress Firm this weekend, and we're going to lay on that damn mattress.
You have to lay for 5 minutes. Like 5
minutes.
Don't rush it.
Right.
The funny thing though,
they won't give you a blanket though to see
your own blanket.
But it feels like the air whooshing around you underneath the blanket.
The air is so cool. Like the puffs of air are nice. But
I can see myself sort of thrusting my groin into the puffs of air as I'm laying in bed.
I can see you doing that too. And I can see Pat going, Darren, stop it. I'm trying to sleep. But you could do that and he wouldn't even feel you doing it because there's no transfer.
Because it's such a great mattress.
You can hump the bed all you want.
Would he get whoosh of air on the other side? No?
Right.
Through all those little squares.
So the weird thing, that the reason it's like not like any other mattress.
I could put one ball in one square and the other ball in another square.
No, they're really small squares.
Well, I got small balls.
Then yes, you can.
So what were you going to say? The really weird thing is
the weird thing. So those are all the good things, but the part that some people mention, and for us too, it took like 2 or 3 days of sleeping on it to get kind of accustomed to the way that it sleeps, is that purple, let's call it mesh. I don't know what it's called. Purple mesh situation is a grid. And when you lay on it, even with the foam or with the, soft topper and everything, you can feel those grids like on your back. And Manuel, we were like cracking up because he's like, this mattress feels like I'm sleeping on egg crates.
Yeah, just like a waffle.
A waffle or something. And it does. I mean, you can feel the grid pattern. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't leave a mark or anything like that, but you feel this grid structure supporting you.
Does it keep you sort of awake for a while until you get used to it, or what?
No, you just feel it. Because usually when you lay in a bed, you don't feel the mattress necessarily.
You feel comfort.
This one you feel the support mesh stuff, but you get used to it very quickly. Try it out. I think you'll dig it
out.
And if you like it soft, I think they have varying degrees of softness that you can pick from, depending.
So related to the beds is comforters. So I've been looking for comforters for the past 2 weeks because we have a king size bed. And if you see the ads on anything like Bed Bath Beyond, Amazon, for like a king size comforter, you see the comforter going all the way to the floor, which is just BS. False advertising.
Yes.
Because a king size bed is 76 inches wide and 80 inches long. And most of these comforters are 106 inches wide. So how many inches does that give you on each side, Jen?
I don't know. I don't remember the numbers, but it's probably like 6 inches or something on each side.
106 times 76 is 30. So that's 15 inches on each side. So you've got maybe a foot, not even a foot, because usually there's like a frame around the bed.
And if you have like a box spring and all that stuff.
Yeah, we don't have a box spring. It's just a platform. So like what you have, it's adjustable.
I mean, we have a queen size bed, but a king size comforter so that we get that lush overflow, not to the ground, but like, that down.
Makes sense because you want it to be lower. So you don't have these holes of airflow that's coming in on the corner of your bed because your comforter doesn't go low enough. It's so stupid.
Yes. Well, you need to get a California king then, just to give yourself a little bit more room on the comforter.
Well, we kept looking in, like the largest comforter that you can get, I believe it's called an Alaskan, which because some king size beds are Alaskan size, but those comforters are 120 inches by 120 inches. So that would be
square. Okay.
Yeah, that would be huge. And it's probably would look good, probably would feel good, but I thought maybe it might be just a little bit too big.
How big is a California king compared to
a California king is longer and not as wide. But
you can turn it sideways. Unless the pattern dictates the direction.
Yeah, and no. So I ended up getting one that was an oversized comforter sized 116 by 80. I thought that was a good size, so it'll fit and have extra footage on each side.
To coverage.
Probably just be enough rather than 120.
Yes. What kind of comforter did you get, or was it just about size and it's like a down comforter?
No, because I didn't want a comforter that's going to be hot. And if you get many comforters that are cheaper, they're made with polyester covering and a polyester filling, and they will hold the heat, which I don't want.
Right.
I want my comforter to be cool, so it's got to be either cotton or I've never slept with a down comforter. Maybe I did once, and I think that was pretty comfortable.
Yeah, they are super
try and
comfortable.
Focus on cotton. What do you have?
We have a down alternative duvet.
Polyester.
Well, no, it's like a feathery thing, but it's
polyester.
But we don't sleep with it. It's like decoration on the bed. It's a duvet cover with with the thing.
So you don't sleep with that. What do you sleep on top with then?
We have a blanket that's this really soft, fuzzy material, but like thin, and then sheets, and that's it.
That's it. Wow, you sleep almost with nothing.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I like some heaviness on top of me also, but not like Pat does, because I need to be able. My body needs to breathe. Ugh,
I think he's going to love the weighted blanket. I think he'll be a fan.
I'm going to try that.
Get it for him for like Christmas or something.
Yeah, for his side, not my side.
Yes, get a throw. He'll be half the bed.
So the things that I stay away from, though, are polyester. And I think the alternative downs are typically, they're sort of feathery, but they're made out of polyester. So maybe because they're feathery, that would be okay.
Yeah, the way that it's cut. I don't know, because we don't sleep with it, but also quilts are nice weight and thin if you look into like nice cotton quilts, but I don't know if that's your style. They have some cool quilts.
We have a queen comforter that we pulled out of the trailer that is really nice, and I think that's down-filled because it feels like feathers.
I mean, I'm kind of obsessed with blankets and pillows. This is like Manuel has to stop me from buying blankets because I just love them so much, especially the ones like on the couch to get cozy to watch movies
too. Yeah,
I love blankets.
Blankets and pillows. That's his thing too. It's kind of a girly thing.
Is it? I don't know.
Speaking of girly things,
you can change the whole decoration.
Did you watch Cinderella yet?
No, I need to write it down. I need to watch it.
You've got to do that movie night where you don't tell him, what
we're watching. Okay.
And just tell him, here's some popcorn, or he doesn't eat popcorn, does he?
Yeah, of course. He makes really good popcorn. Yeah.
Make yourself some reposado and whatever else.
Reposado and popcorn. Be a very classy night.
And tell me what he thinks.
I'm going to do it. We'll do it. I just got
Jen,
done watching this really crazy show on Netflix. Binge watched it. Squid Games. It's pretty messed up. It's
Squid
really
Games.
Squid Games.
I haven't seen that.
It's about. It's kind of like a survivor, except it's a game where these people that are in financial debt get convinced to join this game, and they basically sign away their body.
Oh,
and the whole game is about the things you do for money in a game setting. It's really, and it's in like Korean, so it's dubbed.
Is this based on some kind of true story, or is this completely fiction?
No, it's fiction, and it's suspenseful, it's messed up, it's shocking, it's sad, it's all of those things. And season 2 is coming out at some point, I think, but it's cool. Squid Games.
Pat and I watched a movie this weekend. It was called.
It's pretty violent, though, by the way.
Watched The Package.
The Package.
Yeah.
Is that like a love story?
No, it's a comedy that is really. It's so stupid. It's funny, but it's basically about a guy who is. It's a group of friends when they're younger in high school, and a guy accidentally chops off his penis.
Oh my gosh.
And it's then the story of getting this guy's penis back on his body, but everything they go through is so messed up to get that to happen.
What? Wow.
It didn't get good reviews, probably because it's so stupid, but you should probably watch it. That's a funny movie.
Some of those movies, they have their time and place. You don't want to think or like follow a storyline.
Exactly. That's it.
Good to watch.
It's one of those nights when you need something like that.
Yes.
Watch The Package.
The Pack. Is it on Netflix?
Netflix, I believe. If it's not Netflix, it's on Prime. One or the other.
On Prime. All right. I'll check Cinderella and The Package.
And the other one we started to watch was Sex Education. It's a new series on Netflix.
That looks really funny, actually.
It's on season 3 already, and we only started watching it last week. And we started to binge watch it, but it's another high school story.
I'm waiting for American Horror Story. I think it's coming in October to Netflix.
Another one?
New season. Mm-hmm. I think October. I don't remember exactly. It's a good one.
My next topic, Jen.
This is the one that I want to hear about. Funeral plans?
Funeral plans.
Tell me.
Oh my God. Last weekend or the weekend before? It was the weekend before. I went to Pennsylvania specifically because my mother, my father's in a assisted living in the special memory care facility because he has dementia. And I don't know how long it's going to last. He's 81 and his health is continuing to fail. So he wanted to they did get a spot in a mausoleum probably 20 years ago when his father died. My father wanted to be in the same mausoleum. So they had
a mausoleum. You're talking about those like big houses you walk in and they have
it's above ground grave basically.
Oh, like they have in all over the world.
Right.
In the US, they bury people. In other parts of the world,
unless it's the high water table, you have mausoleums. And this graveyard just had one section that was above ground for people that don't want to be underground. So that's where my grandfather's buried, and that's where my grandmother was buried. So my father had bought 2 spots, one for him, one for her. And then he decided he wanted to be cremated later in life, and so do I, because I don't want to sit and rot. I'd rather have my body cremated and just spread my ashes somewhere. Who cares? Or
turn you into, they have a bunch of things, a tree, a diamond, so many things.
But anyway, so my mom wanted to take care of the next step and actually plan the funeral and pay for it for both of them.
That's smart.
So she asked me to join her at the funeral parlor to go through this process. It's like
so weird.
Oh boy. Am I gonna cry when I'm there? It's like my sister said she didn't want to go because I think she would have gotten upset. And so I went with my mom and we spoke to the funeral director for probably 45 minutes to an hour. And it wasn't that involved. It was surprising. Sort of what we talked about was partly his life and his experiences and his ghost stories. But
I would have made it a game like, hey, Mom, I'm going to tell you what I would have picked for Dad. You tell me if I would have made a good choice.
But she basically He asked her a lot of questions, and sometimes I would chime in when I didn't think she knew what to say. And that's how we kind of came together with a decision. And, you decide on it's not really that many things involved. You decide on the type of coffin, the type of service you want to have, open casket, closed casket, guests, no guests.
But is the coffin, is it like, does that are there further decisions like the color of the inside, the material of the inside, the hardware, the blah, blah, blah?
It's more for this place. It was more, do you want the high-end casket or the stock casket, which is a metal casket with white interior and a silver exterior? And my mom said she's fine with the stock plain cabinet. And that's what he recommended, was the plain cabinet for her.
I mean, why do you need to be buried in mahogany?
Exactly.
For example?
Why do you need something really high end?
Yeah.
And she's trying to save her money. So that's what she got for herself. And,
so she doesn't want to be cremated.
No, she wants to be buried, and she wants my father's ashes with her, assuming that he goes first.
Like, so then there was to be cremated and then put with her inside the coffin?
Inside the coffin, right. So then there was another discussion of, if she goes first, then how is that going to work? So he had said that the place that my father bought the two spots, the mausoleum, they charge you $2,500 to open the cement cover, to pull out the casket, or whatever you're going to do to change the inside, which is kind of ridiculous.
That's kind of weird and expensive just to pull it out and put it back in.
They said if she goes first, they will probably just open it up and put his ashes in an urn sitting outside the casket or on top of the casket. Or he said the other choice is to, whoever dies first, you keep, if it's my father, we could keep his ashes in an urn and not open the mausoleum until my mother goes. Then they both go at the same time and you're charged once. So those are the kind of discussions that she had, so they could come up with a budget, because she wants to pay for all of this before my father and her go.
What is like the range of a funeral?
What she would be getting for the basics is about 77,000 or 7,500.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 70,000. I was like,
no, this is very basic. And for my father, it'll be a little cheaper because he's not getting a casket. I mean, he said the funeral director recommended that people that are cremated, you can either rent a casket, but what he recommends that's better for everybody involved is to get a wooden casket that's wrapped in fabric that they burn with the body. So I guess the fabric is to make it look nicer.
Oh, so I would just be like, yeah, no, what? Just.
So that's what we decided. That's what we got. We got what his recommendation was.
That's
so then they take the entire casket, put it in the fryer or whatever.
Fryer. Oh my God. The fryer. The body. Did this get you thinking about what you want for your funeral?
I did. I almost thought about, maybe I should talk to him about myself. So when my time comes, it'll probably be in Pennsylvania, because that's where retirement is, around the same area. Then I will have it all done.
And in the same place as your parents, maybe.
I could, but they could go out of business too. Then what happens? And he said that it's the state that would take over the funds that might be with saved by the funeral parlor. Or he said you could invest the money separately in a dedicated account. I forgot how he described it. That would be paid to the funeral parlor when the person is deceased. There's a lot of different ways you can do different things.
Interesting. Very,
Clothing
very
was
interesting.
one thing that you decided the last minute. And
depending on the fashion and your favorite
right,
clothes.
Like my mom knows what my dad would be wearing during the funeral, because he had said what he wants to be in, one of his jackets and some kind of pants, I forget. But
that's typically what people wear.
She didn't really have an opinion what she wanted to be in, so she has some time to figure that out.
What about the makeup and prep?
We didn't talk about any of that about that, other than the fact that we weren't happy that my grandmother's eyelids seemed to open when she was laying in her casket. And they said that they typically glue the eyelids so they would be surprised that they came open a little bit. But they said, if you notice those things, you have to tell them, or they're not going to see it,
Right.
They would see if they have time to take care of it.
Wow. Well,
and I asked the guy, do you prepare the bodies or do you just arrange the funerals? And he said he does both. It's like, oh boy. I
remember JK, one of the potential clients was going to be a funeral home. And it was just like so interesting. They deal with death and people at the saddest part of their life, basically every day.
I wonder why they didn't go with JK.
I don't know. To build their website. I don't know.
Too expensive, probably.
Yeah, probably. 50,000 for a funeral home website? Nope.
So that's all we got time for, Jen. We're showing.
I was looking for a legacy box. What is that?
Yeah, we'll tell you about that next time.
Okay. Well, it's good talking to you. Until